right, hi, I'm Scott Schneider. This is Stereo Niche. Hey, this week it's a little bit different. I'm kind of glowing red myself right now because I have been at the Hamfest in Shelby. It's an event that happens every year at this time, and it is the 67th year this year. So it's been going on since the 1950s, and so probably one of the longest running Hamfests. Now, what's a Hamfest? You may not know what that is. Hamfest means ham radio enthusiast, essentially. So a fest, basically a get-together, if you will. And these started back then, back in the 50s. I think it was very common for people to build their own, ham radio. Now, it's ham radio, which is amateur radio. That includes CB, citizen band radio as well. And a lot of people were heavily involved in the hobby back then. Think of this as sort of, the first internet, if you will, but over the airwaves. And it was a large population of people that sort of migrated to it. It was a lot of do-it-yourself, building things together. It takes a bit of knowledge and learning to become to get your license. You have to get a license to be able to talk over the airwaves. So it's a bit of learning and a lot of I'll say camaraderie there to help each other. Especially the younger ones and learn how to pass the test and get your license. It's a big deal. And then you get a call sign, you get your assigned name from the FCC, I guess it is, and then that's what everyone shares. It's sort of the sort of early version of your online name, if you will. And so lots of people wear them on their shirts, wear their name or their hats, and they go by that around the event. So a lot of the folks have talked to each other over the years, and this is a time for them to actually get together and share a laugh or sell some wares or show what they find or what they learn. So it's a lot of fun. So it's partly a flea market and I'll say a vendor show in all combined, and happens every year at this time for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so I attended it yesterday on Friday and today on Saturday. And so didn't go prepared for the sun. It was nice and somewhat cool, but still sunny. And I didn't plan ahead with the right sunscreen. So I'm a little red today and feel it. So you'll see that, I assume, in the video. But anyway, take a look at the video. I have broken it out into an overview of what you see at the Hamfest. Just walking around the different types of things that are for sale. And then I broke it out into another section of just vintage audio gear that I found at the fest. It's what I came across. Probably other gear there that I didn't see, probably sold before I got there. But take a look at that. I bought 2 pieces. See if you can identify or make a guess of which ones you think I bought. And then I'll share that with you at the end. Don't skip ahead and see if you get it right. So that's it. Enjoy the upcoming sections, and I'll see you at the end. Well, this was a nice little unit from Fisher, a 700T. He actually bought this unit the day before and decided he didn't want to keep it and put it back up for sale. I think he was asking about $70 for this unit. Looks to be in really nice shape physically. He did say the left channel was out on this particular one, but case was nice. The physical, condition of the front faceplate looked good. Back was very clean. So really, overall, a nice unit. Some cool gear. This guy had quite a bit of ham gear, but one piece he did have for stereo was a nice Heathkit tube unit here. This thing is in very nice shape. Looks to have been redone. I'm not sure, but if it looks like a hammer finish coating on it, but not bad at 150. So a nice looking tube unit there. It's not audio, but it's cool looking nonetheless. These were some RCA theater amps, according to the seller here. He still had them back in the trailer, so I couldn't get a good look at them. Some radio clocks here, but behind here, it's got a nice little Pioneer turntable in very nice shape. Very clear, not a lot of scratches on the dust cover. Over to the right, he had some Lafayette drivers. Lafayette was a competitor to Radio Shack, if you don't know the name. But these were some SK255s. Not a bad price at all, and kind of hard to find a pair on occasion. But he had a set in a box, so nice. This is an Atwater Kent radio. Only one I saw at the show. I actually saw quite a number of these last year and the year before, but you never know what you're going to see or what everyone's bringing. Just didn't see a lot of these, but this one's in very nice shape, and I'm not sure if it was working condition at the time, but looked very good. And then on down from here, there was it's a Grundig tabletop radio. Which is very nice. There's lots of Grundigs out there, and they all look very similar, but different models, slightly different tweaks to them, but had the same sort of basic look to them. Some automobile speakers there, and then this is some sort of tabletop radio. Not sure what model this is. This was a amplifier. First I thought it was a stereo, but I think it's from Niles. Ended up being a 12-channel amplifier. And here's a lot of tabletop portable radios. Still quite a few collectors out there for these. I have a local friend who has over 200 various radios. Might be one here that he doesn't have. Further over to the right, there were a couple of these are replica radios. They're meant to look old, but they're not. This is a Yamaha surround sound receiver, and then behind it are some bookshelf clip speakers. And then further down to the right was a turntable radio combination. Looks like it needs a little bit of restoration. Here's some separates from Akai. A Pioneer cassette deck, and then some kind of a little cassette radio. Looks like a morning wake-up call there. This is a Sensui G4700 underneath a MCS integrated amp. I actually saw these on day one, early in the morning. Down there on the bottom is a Sherwood tuner. Looks like a pretty good shape and not a bad price. Now up on the table down to the right here, he had some two pieces. This is a console pull from Motorola. These actually can sound very nice. You can have these restored a bit, and then a lot of people take some wood trim, put them around it, and have a nice external stereo tube amp. This is a DIY unit here. nice tester there, but what caught my eye was this turntable. I love this plinth from this Pioneer model. Very nice looking unit. If you need a tube or had a hard to find tube, you might have found it in this box. And then here's a portable turntable. I think you'd probably call this a portable record player. Has a nice little place to store your records and keep them organized on the left. I think, and built-in speakers into the case, top. I think I had one of these something similar when I was in the 5th grade. I had a lot of fun with that. And here are some units from H.H. Scott, preamp, and then a monoblock McIntosh MC40. Keeping them well protected in their plastic. Well, I hope you were able to hold off and not look ahead to see what I actually picked up at the Hamfest. So you probably didn't figure it out because I didn't really allude to it, but on your left side, this is an RCA, couple of monoblock amps from the 1940s. This is a set. There's different versions of this. They modified them into theater amps and PA amps, but this particular set was in the back of that trailer, and when I saw it, I only saw the top of it, and that was enough for me to have significant interest when he said there were actually 2 monoblocks. So these days, back when amps were made, it was kind of hard to find 2 amps that were in the mono era. So when I found 2 of them, immediately I was extremely interested. Asked him what he wanted. He said $100. I said sure, and so I bought them on the spot before he even got them out of the trailer. If you're at an event like that, lots of enthusiasts are walking around, so you only get many times one chance to make a decision, because the person coming in right behind you will probably buy them if it's a good deal. So I bought them and then came back later to pick them up because he needed time to move things out of the trailer. And by the time I got back, he had said quite a few people had expressed significant interest. So I was very happy to have picked them up. My plans are to have them restored. They'll obviously need recapping and some other things. They've got some condition issues here and there, but overall I think they're in relatively good shape for the time frame. So I'll do a follow-up video on these when they're done. I'll do a little bit closer up of the cabinet here so you can see it. There is the original RCA emblem on it. And so plan is to do a bit of restoration and get them back into use as a stereo set. So look forward to that down the road. The other item was this small G4700 Sensui. And again, it struck me because if you've watched my other videos, my very first receiver that got me into vintage audio was a G9700. So it was the top of the line from this particular series. And when I saw this in very nice shape, it's in pretty good physical condition. I've tried it very briefly, and everything lights up and in stereo, so it looks to be in good working condition. More testing to do, but out of the gate, I was very happy with the $65 that I spent on it. So that's the 2 items, and I had a great time. I got a little extra sun unplanned, but other than that, it was a wonderful 2 days that I spent. That does have going on for a 3rd day. So if you ever have an opportunity to go to a Hamfest anywhere in the country, I'd recommend stopping by. You can certainly, get there early though. You can certainly find some really cool vintage audio gear. And if nothing else, lots of camaraderie around, lots of folks that are just happy to be there and enjoy the opportunity to get around and hang out with like-minded individuals. Even if you're not, a ham radio person, everyone's just happy to get together and, have a good time and tell some stories. So look up one near you. I'm sure they're going on through the end of the year here, so take a quick search and see if you can find one. Hope that was enjoyable. You guys want to keep up with future videos, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time.